Hey, hello everyone, welcome to my channel Relationship Stories. Today someone is asking us, am I an idiot for helping my son to go to college instead of my daughter? But before we give the judgment, let's hear the story from his side. Before I get judged too quickly, let me explain few things. 22 years ago, I had a one-night stand and accidentally got the woman pregnant. I didn't want to keep the baby, obviously, but ultimately, she didn't feel comfortable with an abortion and wanted to keep it. I decided to step up and be a father to my child. Together, we have a gorgeous daughter who's about to graduate from undergrad and intends to go to grad school. This weekend, my daughter called me and said her mom was not willing to pay for her grad school and she asked if I could help supplement her education. Her reasoning is that I am planning to pay for my son, her half brother, to go to school, and she feels like I should contribute to her education as well. She seemed to end the conversation early. About an hour later, I got a text from her livid. She accused me of caring more about my real family as opposed to her because I have not paid anything for her college career. But there's so many reasons I'm not comfortable paying for her education, including these things. Number one is I pay child support. I'm a civil engineer with a relatively decent salary, so the courts made me contribute a significant amount of money. I tried to get it lowered to no avail, but calculating the cost, I contribute way more money to my daughter than my son. Number two is my daughter wants to go expensive private school, while my son wants to go to a less expensive state school. Her graduate school cost upwards of $30,000 a year for 2 years, while my son's entire 4-year cost will be less than $25,000. Number 3 is when she graduated from high school, I spent $12,000 of my own money to give her a car. Well, the only thing I'm giving my son is a new game console and some video games. Number 4 is her mom is in high 5 digits, low 6 digit salary and can afford to pay for her education. My wife, my son's mother, makes about $500 a month with her own little business. It's not much, but she can do it from home and help with the kid. My son is choosing a practical major. He wants to go to computer science. But while she wants to get her degree in something useless, not going to be specific, but think along the lines of gender or black studies. I told her that I support her academic endeavors, but I am not a bank and my money is mine, and that I don't appreciate being talked to with so little disrespect. I see her every other weekend, spend time with her, and have shown I am a good father, and to overreact over something trivial is disrespectful. She told me to enjoy my real family because I obviously love them more than her. That hurt. I told her that we can talk later when she is less emotional, and she told me to freak off, you sexist idiot. I didn't mean it like the way she took it. I think she is blowing it out of proportion. What do you think about this, guys? My opinion about this issue is, OP, I think everyone is an idiot here. But it's understandable that you have your own reasons for not wanting to pay for your daughter's graduate education, such as the significant amount of child support you already contribute, and the fact that her chosen school and major are expensive and less practical than your son's. However, it's important to understand that your daughter may feel hurt and rejected if she perceives that you are favoring your son over her. It's possible that she feels that her mother's higher income has been taken into account in the past, but you are not willing to do the same for her. In terms of your daughter's reaction, it's important to acknowledge her feelings and avoid dismissing them as trivial or emotional. Name calling and insults are never appropriate, but it's understandable that she may be feeling upset and frustrated. It may be helpful to have an open and honest conversation with her about your financial situation and limitations, while also acknowledging her feelings and expressing your desire to support her in other ways if possible. Now we will see what our friends think about this issue. OP, you are not an idiot. I think the fact that daughter's mom is not willing to foot the bill here is telling. Most realistic graduate study is done with support from the school. You work for your professor and get income with a graduate stipend as a teaching assistant, assist in research, etc., and probably earn extra money with a part-time job. The less useful degrees require expensive tuition upfront and are not likely to provide any real improvement in earning ability. It sounds like that is what daughter has in mind. Furthermore, regardless of who paid, daughter has her college degree, son does not. Anything could happen and OP might suffer a financial setback, which could compromise paying for his son's college and OP's retirement. Nearly every financial advisor recommends saving for your retirement before paying for your child's college expenses, much less graduate degree. Our friend too said, I'm actually going to say not an idiot here, and here's why. She is in grad school. That means she is in very 20s. She is a grown-ass adult. If she wants to go to grad school, she needs to find a way to pay for it herself. Scholarships and loans are a thing. She is a bit of an idiot trying to guilt trip you trying into for her education. Your decision is right. And she needs to grow up. After grad school, what next? She wants you or her mother to pay for a house, her living if she can't get a job with her useless degree. You are not a bank and you are not required to pay for her education. Your financial responsibility ended once she turned 18. Yet you still purchased her things like car. Stand by your decision, OP. You are not an idiot. Story 2. A little background. My wife and I moved recently due to my work. She quit her job before we left because she didn't really enjoy it and she wanted to go back to school. We have two kids, one in kindergarten and the other 1.5 years old that is not in a daycare. Mainly due to daycare being more expensive than we would like, to the point it would take the majority of the money she would make if she want to work here. She has had and still has issues with depression. She is in counseling. She doesn't want to take meds at all, though she gets in funks sometimes where nothing is right and she is just unhappy with everything. I understand all of that and do what I can give her breaks from our 1-year-old and let her do things that will boost her mood. That being said, she doesn't do shit at home. I cook all the food, I do all the dishes and laundry. I go to bed later than she does and wake up at about 1.5 to 2 hours before her to get ready for work. Wake up my daughter to have breakfast and get ready for school. Get my 1-year-old up to get him changed, feed him and have him ready to go in the morning so that she just has to get up, have my daughter brush her teeth and get in the car to take them to school. I will text her to remind her to do stuff during the day and when I get home they are not done. If we are at home together and I ask her to do something small like sort the clothes so I can get them washed, her excuse is always okay. I will do it in a little bit. That turns into a whole day and when I get up Saturday morning, it is not done. I sort the clothes and get them started in the wash because we all need clean clothes for the next week. I recall one time not too long ago, I washed and folded our 1-year-old's clothes and had them in a basket in the living room. I asked my wife if she could put them away. Literally a week later, Sunday to Sunday, the basket of clothes was still sitting in the living room right beside her spot on the couch. My job is not too straining, but I'm taking online classes so that I can better my career. I need to be working out, but it seems like my energy is zapped because I get 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night, interrupted by my 1-year-old waking up and I take care of him when that happens. I'm energetic when I get off to work and walk home, but then I have to pick up around the house, cook dinner, get my daughter taken care of as far as shower and ready for the next day of school, feed my son and get him bathed as well. And I want to work out, but I just want to sit down and or play with kids after my day is done, when I should go for a run or do something. I don't really care about me time honestly, but I really feel like I'm getting out of shape and I want to get better. Am I the idiot for wanting help around the house since she is at home all day and I can't keep this up forever? I have literally told her how I might die young at 40 because I'm stressed about a lot of shit and not taking care of myself because I don't have time. My opinion about this issue is, OP, it sounds like you are in a very challenging situation. It's understandable that you are feeling overwhelmed and like you need more help around the house. It's important to have open and the honest communication with your wife about how you are feeling and what you need from her. That being said, it's important to approach the situation with empathy and understanding for your wife's struggles with depression. It's not easy to deal with mental health issues, and it can be especially difficult to motivate oneself to do household tasks when struggling with depression. It's possible that your wife may need additional support and resources to help her manage her depression and be more productive at home. Ultimately, it's not productive or healthy to assign blame or label someone as the idiot in this situation. Instead, it's important to work together as a team and find solutions that work for both of you. This may involve making compromises and finding ways to prioritize self-care and household responsibilities. It may also involve seeking outside support, such as therapy or counseling, to help manage the stress and challenges of the situation. Story 3. Last year, after several years of being out of steady work, I was able to land a really good job. My new company had an unreasonably good year, and in late February, I got a 5-figure bonus. I have always wanted a secret room in my house. I honestly don't know why, but it's just always seemed so cool to have a room where I pull a lever and a bookcase opens to my private space. I figured with bonus the time was right, so I hired a good contractor. They tore down some walls and started digging up the foundation to our spare bedroom, since the secret room will have a circular staircase to a new basement. The house was my grandma's and was given to me paid off when she died, so I own the house right and have full legal authority to do this. Fiancé is so furious at me, she is thinking about calling off the wedding. She says that taking my bonus was widely irresponsible and that we could have used the money to pay off debt, pay for some of the wedding, to take pressure off her parents, or even save. I countered with this bonus was essentially found money that may never happen again, so we might as well have fun with it while we have it. She says that we are getting married and this has to be a discussion, and me digging up the foundation and tearing out several walls in the house has made it impossible for her to live in the house. I counter again that it's my house. The argument has gotten so intense that she has moved in with her sister, and we may be looking at the end of our 2-year relationship. Am I the idiot here, guys? My opinion about this issue is, OP, it seems like you may be inconsiderate and insensitive to your fiance's feelings and concerns. While you do have legal authority to make changes to the house, you should still consider your fiance's input and feelings, since you are planning to get married and live in that house together. It's understandable that you may want to use your bonus money for something fun, but it's also important to consider other financial priorities, such as paying off debt or saving for the future. Additionally, it seems like you may have made significant changes to the house without properly discussing and planning with your fiancé, which can understandably cause stress and discomfort for her. Ultimately, it's important to have open and honest communication with your partner and to consider their feelings and concerns before making significant decisions that can impact both of your lives. Now we will see what our friends think about this issue. Our friend once said, "You are the idiot here. Look, I don't know how to tell you this, but that was really irresponsible for you. If I had the opportunity to build a secret room in my house, I would, but I'm single. I can afford to be financially irresponsible. I don't affect anyone but myself. You were getting married, and a big part of marriage is running a big decisions by your significant other. The moment you started planning your wedding and your lives together, your irresponsibility started affecting her. Because it's no longer your life, it's your lives. And if you can't think in the plural, call it off now. You are just not ready to be married." Our friend too said, "You are the idiot. Unfortunately, I hate to give that judgment, given that your whole secret room idea sounds amazing. This one was hard one to make a call on, but the addition of there is being a debt that needs to be paid off and a wedding cost makes it sound like you did something irresponsible with potentially useful resources. If there were no debt or other complicating factors, I had say she can screw off. The bonus was yours to do fun things with. But unfortunately, you were being irresponsible with your money."